All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, man. One of the crowd favorites, and that's going to be the Caudabe Sheath for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And a huge shout out to Caudabe, as always, for blessing with your boy with the new cases that come out for the new iPhones. I greatly appreciate it. To the Caudabe team out there, man. So if you don't know what the Sheath is, this is a case that's always in my top 10 cases for the iPhone. Usually it's always in my top 5. This thing has one top case, has one case battles. This is one of the undisputed champions on the channel, and I feel like I'm introducing a fighter out of the red corner or whatever the colors are. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, if you don't know what the Sheath is, this is going to be a very stiff-ish TPU material, all right? This is not going to be none of that flimsy stuff that you're going to get. Now, for all of my diehard Sheath owners out there, you know the Sheath it's kind of been messed with a little bit. It's been tweaked. It's been, trying different things here and there. But this Sheath right here is getting back to the roots of giving you that very firm fit, giving you that very nice quality it reminds me of just OG Sheath a little bit. All right, it ain't been touched, it ain't been messed with. It's back to its original ways. So this is going to be a nice texture on the back of it. Now, what I do want to say about this texture is some people think it's a little bit too rough. Some people say it's not textured enough. It's really all about personal preference, how you perceive the grip on the Sheath. I personally feel like that is fine. It has kind of a sandpaper-ish feel, but not on the rough side, if that's what you're thinking. I think it does good. Doesn't show fingerprints, doesn't show any grime or anything that's on your hands. This is why I love the feel of the back of this case. Flipping over on the inside, of course, you're going to get that nice soft lining on the inside that is going to be color matched to the actual case itself. Now, this case is going to come in 3 different colors as of right now. The Sheath, I'm pretty sure, will have more colors that come out in the future. Celestial blue, black, and you're going to be a gray. Now, one thing that you see right here is the buttons are also now standalone buttons, if you know what I'm talking about. If you look at this for the 15 Pro Max, you saw the buttons are just molded with the actual case itself. These buttons were okay, but this is the way to go. I feel like every case out there needs to have the standalone metallic buttons, and that's exactly what the Sheath has. And not only that, they color matched them to the phone to give it a very clean and nice aesthetic. As you can see right here, same thing when it comes to the power button. So really love those small refinements, man. The Sheath just finds a way to keep getting better and better, and I'm here for it. All right, a better case for everybody out there. So let's go ahead and pop the scale on. Let's see what she is talking about with the weight, and let's go ahead and drop it down. We're looking at 50 grams for the Sheath alone. Let's go ahead and throw that icy white titanium on real fast. Dropping it back on the scale, 290 grams Sheath paired with that iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, when it comes to this white titanium iPhone, you can't go wrong, especially with any of the color Sheath that you want to mess with. And I'll show the other colors as we get to the end, but I love this celestial blue with that white titanium. So let's go ahead and skip around the case. So let's take a look at that lay on the tail protection. Now, the Sheath is kind of like a medium-ish protection. This is not going to be super heavy duty, but I have ran this Sheath for years, and this is going to protect you against any of your everyday drops, all right? I ain't telling you to go out in the parking lot and throw it across the damn street. I'm not telling you to do that. But if you just get out the car, it falls in your lap, it falls on the ground, you have a little oopsie moment and it hits the sidewalk, you don't got to worry about it, man. The Sheath will keep you protected. So it does have a little faint lip that goes all the way around it. Of course, I am running a tempered glass screen protector, so it does have a little lip, so you can set it down face first, all right? If you're doing dirty stuff out there and you don't want your girlfriend to see your phone while you're up in the shower, then you just put it face down and you ain't got to worry about it, all right? So you're going to be protected when it comes to that little lip that goes all the way around. Now, let's go ahead and test out how does this Sheath fit on the phone, because once again, Caudabe sometimes messes with the fit a little bit, all right? Caudabe, listen to me, man. Just leave it alone. You got the Sheath perfected. Just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it anymore. After this iPhone 16 Pro Max version, let's go ahead and go around it, man. So on the top side, it's going to be very, very stiff. We know, man, we love the stiff sides that goes all the way around. Coming to the sides, even when it comes to the button area, you get a little bit of pull, but you don't got to worry about anything being droopy. You're going to get a little pull right here where it comes to the camera cutout, but these sides are stiff. I don't know what was stuffed. I don't know what I saw. I got from Mobile, Alabama. These sides are actually stiff when it comes to it. And coming down to the bottom, this is very good fit. Nice and snug all the way around. When you pop it on all the corners, no corners comes off super easy. I'm a big fan of trying to trying to pull cases off and see how easy they come off, you never have to worry about that with the Caudabe sheath, man. This thing fits good. All the sides are tight, fits like an absolute glove, giving it that OG sheath feeling of tightness. I don't got to say no more about that. All right. So that's how it is when it feels when it comes to how it fits on the actual iPhone. Now, how does the sheath feel in hand? This is once again something that I feel like is going to be a personal preference for everybody. Yes, it will add a little bit of tad bit of thickness. Okay. Thickness never hurt nobody, but it does add a little bit when it comes to this case. Makes you feel like you still have a minimal style case, a everyday protection, no heavy duty bulky case, but no super thin minimal case. I feel like it's somewhere right in the middle, and it gives you that confidence. If you were to drop your device, you will be good to go. Now, buttons, okay, we said they got the new metallic buttons. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and check out the clicky. As you can see right there, I'm not trying to press my power button 3 times because it starts dialing SOS, but volume up and down. Buttons work absolutely flawless. Now, one thing that a lot of you are going to come here and ask me is, T, on the inside of the buttons, do they have a little bit of felt so it doesn't really scratch your titanium buttons? And no, I'm not seeing that, but they do have a kind of a, it almost feels like rubber on the back of them. It doesn't give you a nice felt lining like the back of the actual phone itself. And Caudabe, just quote me if I'm wrong, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to be a rough material to potentially scratch your phone up. So I think they got some type of coating on the back of their buttons. And what I mean is, if you're talking about naked titanium buttons on the phone, it's not going to overly press it and leave a little mark. I don't think you have to worry about that. Something I definitely wanted to check out. So the buttons work absolutely fine. They look very good, in my opinion, much better than the old school molded buttons. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this camera control situation that we have going on. So we know this is the main dilemma when it comes to tons of cases out there right now. Most people prefer the button. I'm not gonna lie, myself, I also prefer the button, but Sheath does it to where it's not so bad, because what I'm starting to figure out is a lot of cases right here is really droopy when it comes to that button, but the Sheath sides are so stiff and firm. Pause. When you pull this, you're not getting a ton of movement unless you really pull it. So things tend to still be pretty stiff when it comes to that camera control button. And also when you get your finger in here, you can kind of see the design that goes on. You can see it's kind of tapered right here. And on the front side, you really can't taper it much because you won't have that much material right there. And I'm pretty sure they want to, contain that structural rigidity. All right, big words. I'll look in the dictionary before I cut the camera on. You want to make sure it's pretty stiff right here, so you don't want to get it too loose. So I feel like it's there. You can get your finger in there just fine to manipulate that camera control when you want to. And then once it's in there, of course, you're going to be able to use it just fine because it's your actual finger that's on that camera control button. If you have to say any little thing could be nitpicky, maybe this corner right here has a little bit of sharpness, but if I have to have a camera cutout, I feel like Caudabe did it the right way. But I do prefer the button to be there. All right. Some companies have it figured out. I feel like everybody got to go back in the lab right now and figure out that camera control button. But if I had to have one, because there's some ugly ones out here, I cannot call Caudabe's ugly. They said they really took time in engineering this area to where it can be the most comfortable for someone that wants to use it. And I think they did a really good job with that cutout. It looks very clean. It's not a big bite out of crime like you see on some cases out there. I feel like Caudabe did go with a very clean route. So don't worry about it. It don't feel unnecessarily, you don't have huge chunks that feel like it digs in your hand. You feel like it's not even there until you really get around the area where you want to use it. Now, let's go ahead and test out the MagSafe strength and let's see what it is working with. Now, when it comes to the MagSafe strength, man, Caudabe has always been very strong when it comes to the MagSafe. And when you're talking about picking up this base, it's going to pick it up pretty good. As you can see right here, this base it's a heavy base and the sheath is picking this up no problem, even with a little bit of speed. I'm not being too careful. This is what we call a very strong magnet when it comes to the case of the Caudabe Sheath. Now, let's go ahead and get into the one of the main funny parts that you guys love to see. Let's go ahead and test out the accessories, throwing this little wallet up there. If you want to use a wallet with it, I like to see how much the wallet actually moves on the back of the case, and it will get a little bit of movement, but I don't think it's gonna come off very easy. You really gotta shake it. I don't feel like nobody is shaking their wallet like that. So not super duper strong when it comes to the wallet, and it does tend to dance and twerk a little bit on the back of the phone, but I feel like that's not too bad if you're someone who runs a MagSafe wallet. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys run a MagSafe wallets, all right? And of course, let's go ahead and get into the Mag Shake test. I feel like this is gonna probably fly off around the medium shakeage, all right? So we're gonna start with light. Okay, that was pretty light. So let's do it one more time, all right? So it's coming off a little light, kind of heavy-ish, medium-ish. So not the strongest when it comes to the MagSafe of holding accessories. But when we're talking about picking up this MagSafe base or something like that, if it picks up this, I consider this strong magnets right here. And nobody's going to be shaking their battery pack and make it go flying across the room like this little maniac right here that's reviewing this case. So this is going to be the Caudabe Sheath, man. 44 bucks. I love that price point for it. It's touching right there by that $50 price point. But honestly, when you're talking about everything being super refined with this case, I have no problems with this being 44 bucks for what you're getting, man. You're getting the excellent. Did you just hear that smack? Putting that case in the phone in the case. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is going to be a very clean combination as well. This is going to be the gray with that white titanium if you want to go this route. So you got your celestial blue, you're going to have your gray, and let's go ahead and check it out. If you want to keep things black and stealthy, all right, you can go ahead and throw on, let me hear that slap one more time. All right, you can hear that black Caudabe Sheath pop on that phone right here. So this is going to be your 3 colors, all right? Looking very iPhone 16 Pro Max-ish when it comes to the colors. This is going to be it, gray, black, celestial blue. I love it, all right? This case will probably stay on my phone for right now because I'm a super stickler when it comes to those camera cutouts, and I'm really liking what Caudabe did to theirs. It really looks good, it feels good, and it's not overly done. And for my opinion, I'm gonna be a super stickler when it comes to cases, especially what I'm gonna use as my daily driver. But right now, the sheath is on my phone and it's not coming off until I feel like something out there is gonna beat it, all right? So Caudabe, bravo. You gave me the OG vibes back of the sheath. Those OG vibes is what led it to be a champion on my channel. All right. So bravo to you guys, man. Absolutely loving the sheath. But if you're looking for something that's going to be a clear case, if you want to show off the color of that white icy titanium, then I'll make sure to pop this video right here.